Let's go to dashboard. Almost. Online, and waiting on YouTube. Come on, YouTube. It's online too. Yeah, now it's showing online there too. So, welcome to the stream. And if you haven't read the title of the description, we will be flying Cessna. And before I forget, I wanted to change the is it here? Oh, yes. Let's try this. So I wanted to change all that stuff. There we go. Change that to a Denzel. Why did that just... Okay, that worked. Oh, good grief. Steam overlay. Shift enter. At least it actually came up when it was supposed to then, but it's also the way you get back on these things. Okay, is that gonna sticks that time? Flight number, does it have to be a flight number? Let's give it that. Oops. There we go. Why did it just do that? It's definitely got some weird bugs in it. It did it again. Wow. Oh, hang on. What am I changing here? Flight number. It has to be flight number. Okay, of course it has to be number. Number. That doesn't have to be. Okay, so I wasn't completely crazy. So the number has to be a number. Just doing it again. Oh my! Why did it go? Can we do that? Don't understand what this program does at times. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that looks terrible, then I will change it later. So now we want... Hey! Hello, Mum. Right. Weights and balance. Oh, that's the thing they were supposed to add in a update. They were supposed to add the option for metric. But I don't see that here. We've got gallons and pounds. Or was that supposed to be the next update? Oh well, I know what the numbers are supposed to be, and I don't see at the moment an option for changing that, so I'll do the usual, which is to do that to 0, and then to 55. Yeah, I know that's over. That's because you don't let me put in the correct. There we go. 265 pounds, which is me. Got no co-pilot, despite the fact that it shows a co-pilot in there. Looking, got no passengers. Doesn't bother showing the passengers, does it though? No. And cargo, taking 50 pounds of cargo, and we are filling it up to the brim. Thank you very much. That should be good. Flight conditions. Eventually this will realise that it's not the middle of the night. That should still be reasonably early in the morning. It's all set to live, which is great. And then we are going to take off from Perth. Things I couldn't figure out what not taxiway, the parking. Oh, we were parked over here somewhere, I think. Yeah. And maybe like that one. Let's do that as a departure. Okay. So first, as I'm not too sure how much time you've got, Mum, we will fly over. So it's annoying that the map doesn't have doesn't have much in the way of detail here. There is a mode you can put it into, but it's still not very good. There is a mode where it shows this, but it doesn't show it in great detail. Ooh, is that somebody? Somebody's flying. Hang on, so if we can find Narrogin. That's that one right there. Cool, cool, cool. We don't need to be that far zoomed in. And this should be Beverly here. There we go. So we're gonna fly there. Then we will head towards there, but we're going to follow the road. And after that, let's do a fly over here. Actually, I've never really seen Garden Island. It's a military operation. Actually, you know what I need to do? I need to set where we are possibly going. I won't be too ambitious. I'll set Geraldton as our place that we're going at the end. So now this should be Beverly. Yep. Now we can go add. We'll go there and we'll fly down to Pingelly. And then we'll add that too, because we'll have a look at that. And then I'd actually fly along the coast for a bit too. I should be able to. It's not going to let us. Normally it'll let you put a waypoint in if you're not as a thing, but not when you've already got them laid in. Oh well. So we'll add this as well. It's not absolutely set in stone. So, oh, it's done it the other way around. The bastard. Don't think I can. Hang on. Remove. 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 Do it the other way around. Show us the bloody things. Go. Add. Add. Beverly, where are you? Beverly! There we are. Add, and that should be the order I wanted it in. Haha! There we go. Right. Cool, cool. You got plenty of time. That is good. Excellent. Right, so that's that. We've got everything set to live. Hopefully that's going to work properly, even though it's saying night up there. If we get in there and it's night, I'm not going to be impressed. Let's fly. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. You need to introduce all your friends to Twitch as well, so they can start watching as well. Get them into it on their phones. And they can tell their friends, and they can tell their friends. I'll be the only the Twitch streamer with an average audience age over 50. That would be hilarious. Especially was it what was his name, Rex, was it? He had was full of questions about it. It's funny, you see the detail of the airport at the moment was really low, and then you get a little bit closer and it all pops into life. Oh, look at that, it's all off. Okay, I figured out what my issue was last time as well. It's this switch. I didn't remember having to use this switch before, but I found it. Pretty sure. Oh, this is. We're actually at a proper gate. Wow, isn't this fancy? This is not where we were parked. It's okay. Turn all this stuff on. That's That's there. We don't need the throttle at 100%. Get rid of that. That's good. Glad that's working. I'll start her up before switching everything else on. There we go. That's running. Yeah, okay, I will accept a pushback. Oh, it's saying my name properly. Nice. Strobe, navigation. No, we don't need the taxi lights on really. Beacon light. I shouldn't need that on because it is. We don't need that on either. I wonder if it normally. That should be good. This is just goes. Excuse me. What are you doing? Okay, you're gonna like push me back. Let's have a look at the outside. Oh, hang on, why is it not going to? Oh no, my joystick's not plugged in. I hope this doesn't upset it too much. Sometimes this can crash the game. Hopefully not today. Just swapping. Oops, swapping my controller was plugged in and not my joystick. Uh-oh. Keep default. Resume. Okay. That's good. That I don't mind so much, but didn't want to crash. Yeah, windy. Okay. That should be pushed back enough. Where is the radio? Radio, is it that one? No, it's that one. Had enough pushback, thank you.
Perth ground at Denzel 76 requesting the end of pushback.
This is that is not how pushback works in real life, by the way.
Perth ground at Denzel 76 ready to taxi east departure with Kilo.
Denzel 76 taxi to and hold short of runway 21 using taxiway. Contact tower on 127 decimal. Fall when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 21 using taxiway at Denzel 76.
I just realised why that pushback was so slow as well, and I keep doing it. I forgot to take my handbrake off. Oops. Oh no, it's got the bloody marker there again. I wonder if we can we find the marker? I think as long as we run over that marker it should disappear. I think that was the problem last time. I'm hoping that's what the problem was last time, because it's one of these things that's a little bit irritating. Although I'm getting better at ignoring it when it does happen. Fingers crossed it buggers off. But yeah, this sort of stuff would be nice to do in real life. I tell you what, it's a hell of a lot cheaper doing it from home. A little bit safer too. Was there no wind at the moment? Oh, it's bugger all wind. Actually really, really easy to drive at the moment. The wind affects this so badly on the ground. Oops, I just want to minimize that a wee bit, thanks. So yeah, this is all these buildings are approximations of what would be there. Some of them will be outright wrong, but yeah, I don't know Perth Airport well enough to know which ones are slightly more accurate. But they're what the AI that helped design the map saw from bird's eye view. Looked at the roofs and thought, I reckon, seeing as that's an airport, that's going to be a building a bit like that. And did its best guess. There we go, the windsock over there is completely flaccid. Watch my language on Twitch. No. It's floppy. Windy and Pingelly. Oh. There's a bit of wind here, but not much. Be interesting to see what it's see how right it gets the weather here. I reckon there's 18 degrees on the ground at Perth Airport at the moment. Which, what's the time? It's a reasonably believable temperature, but almost 10 in the morning. Ready to break. There we go. Good. That one gone.
76 ready for departure to the east at runway 21.
Dental 76 cleared for takeoff runway 21 east, departure approved.
Beautiful. All right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 21 at Dental 76.
Just make sure there's no planes about to land on us. Cool. Although they should be landing slightly further up the runway than we are, but still, you don't want to take that for granted, even though it's really quiet at the moment. There's another player over there, I believe. Yeah, it should be another player. Right. Well lined up. Also, this has finally changed. So there's the thing. Oh, let's have a look on the outside of the airplane. There we go. It doesn't look too bad. Looks a little bit special, but there we go. I can hear the wind. That's the 2 knot wind. So yeah, almost a 4k an hour wind. Noticeable, but not too bad. Right, let's get going. Oh, before I completely commit, let's lean that out a bit, because that was too rich, and build up to full throttle. There we go, full throttle. For the speed to get up to 70 knots, and then we can pull back. Could pull back earlier, but 70's the where you're supposed to pull back. 67, 69, 70. Beautiful. Nice. I need to change. Oops, don't do that, please. Change that. There we go.
Dental 76 continue for east departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Load it up.
Perth Tower, Dental 76 continue for east departure.
That's definitely a player there. I'm guessing they were born in 1975. Okay, let's trim this a bit. There we go, so I don't have to keep pulling back on the stick. Oh, might have trimmed a little too much there. Let's back off on the throttle a wee bit. And off to Beverly we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a player there. So yeah, a couple of people flying around in Perth, and they probably live in the area too. Most people seem to like flying around the area they live, which is very human. There's a rail yard down there. See, there's you can tell it's just photos of trains from the sky, and some of the containers and stuff. But still, it works all right from up here. You get some people will go in and make either content you can buy or free content that upgrade, like people doing it for free. Well, you know, or even the paid ones. They'll go into areas where they think there might be a demand. Well, I suppose it's more the paid ones. It would be there was a demand for something, they think they might be able to make some money off it. And a lot of the free ones are, I suppose, also done by very much Perth suburbs down there, isn't it? Recognise those roads. I'm just going to try and line up with this. We'll kick it into autopilot. Autopilot, and the nav mode on, and hold the altitude for now, although honestly probably a little more altitude wouldn't hurt.
Perth Tower Kit, 19758 miles north inbound 4DME runway 21 approach. Check 19755 Perth Tower. Cleared VOR DME runway 21 approach. Altimeter 29.83 wind 264 at 6.
That's one of the players, yep. That's cool.
760, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
So I am. It's going to go to Melbourne, isn't it?
Cleared 4DME runway 21 approach Kit, 19755.
Your ears popped on takeoff. They pop in sympathy.
Denzel 76's time Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles east of Perth, 1,900 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Oh, that's actually still. So.
021 Delta descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Denzel 76 Perth approach. Squawk 1727.
So I'm glad I finally got around to saying that name, because it used to be some other
1727 and Denzel
strange
76.
combination of letters.
The Denzel 76 radar contact 6 miles east of Perth, 1,800 feet.
Oh wait, you can just change that.
The Charlie airspace.
Get rid of the 76 on it.
Navigation.
It seems to be because the call sign.
Descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Generic to
Although no, that'll still add the number, I think. Yeah.
cleared through the Charlie
Yeah, because the
airspace.
Dendale 76 doesn't have a space in it, so that's taken the call sign and the number, and yeah, okay, so that's not changeable. Yeah, that's the name I use online in most places. Variations of occasionally, like on the Microsoft account I have has got 2 L's at the end. So it's 43 miles. So it's going to take 20 minutes to get to Beverly, approximately. What are we at the moment? 75. Yeah, we'll just cruise there. There's no need to hammer it. Wind is already picking up a wee bit, actually. Let's get rid of that. I might just bump us up to... No, not quite that much. Oh, good grief. Thank you. There we go, 2,000. if you don't mind. There we go. And let's zoom this out. No, out, not in. That's went in even more. There we go. Oh God. It's only 20. It's just still like. I don't think even most Australians appreciate how big Australia is. It's truly, truly massive. We're driving down to, it's Albany down south, isn't it? When I drove back to Gidgee, it was at least a 4-hour drive. I think it must have been longer. It might have been twice that even. I can't remember. And I wasn't going slow. Like, there were fast roads the whole way back. Not that the van was particularly speedy, but could do like 100 and 120 ish. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't even. I was staring at my screen, so I didn't notice that you had to go. But welcome back. Just, yeah, saying how it's just crazy how I think most I don't think most Aussies even appreciate how big Australia is. It is so vast. A bit like that. Was it you that posted the thing on the Pacific? It was the Pacific Ocean. Forgetting how big the Pacific Ocean is. It's just looking at a globe of the Earth, and it's pretty much just blue. How vast it is. Yeah, Australia's pretty vast. Especially considering it's just one country. I mean, fuck, Russia's even bigger. It's mental how big Russia is. Yeah, making good time. And the wind is a tailwind at the moment as well, which is not going to help when we're heading back towards Perth. And it's not really going to get in the way when we're going up north, though. We'll be flying across it, won't make too much of a difference. Must be a crosswind then. Bit of a graphical anomaly in the distance there, where it's slowly retreating as the detail kicks in. Most of the time it doesn't do stuff like that. It's pretty good normally. So what have you been up to today? Let's have a quick check on the weather, or see if the weather is, if it's turned off then it's live. Yeah, it's turned off, so I don't know what the deal with that is. Shall quickly Oh, fantastic. Have they seen your new poem now, or Elvis's new poem? Excellent. That was really good, eh? You can't get a much better reaction than that. That is interesting. Should have a lot more clouds than we do. I wonder why we don't. Oh well. Yeah, well, so if you start, it is great to get published, and if it did, it would be great. But yeah, I think putting a lot of this stuff out there on your own is definitely right. Oh, that's good. Well, at least they have an understanding of what's out there, and they know they know the industry, because that's a big deal. I am just looking at, that's what I was just going to say. What's it say? The temperature is, I'm getting 13 degrees at the moment, but I am up a wee bit. Yeah, I think the weather might be a bit broken.
Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved at Intel 76.
So yeah,
Melbourne Center at Dental
clouds,
76 is type Cessna Skyhawk 17 miles north of Yankee Delta Victor.
low clouds.
Request
Yeah,
following.
definitely should be.
Dental 76 Melbourne Center. Squawk 0346.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the weather.
Dental 76.
Yeah, well, it sounds like they're really keen to help.
Contact 16 miles north of Yankee Delta Victor, Echo 1,900 feet. Altimeter 29.81.
Copy at Dental 76.
Melbourne Center generic November Whiskey Kilo 1619er is out at 16,100 feet for 2,800 feet.
Got a few people flying around, eh?
American November Whiskey Kilo 1619er, Melbourne Center, continue to be 056, as planned. Altimeter 29.
Don't see them out there though. Spotted frog, nice. Ah, that's, yeah. They sound like really wonderful people, especially if they appreciate your poetry. That's a big deal. Mind you, I think you'd be hard pressed not to appreciate your poetry. I mean, you do get some. It's like that lady that seemed to have a real bee in her bonnet about your book. It was just so toxic.
Generic 619er, you are 9 miles northeast of Perth. Contact Perth Tower on
Oh, you're welcome.
1.4 when inbound on the
I'll
approach.
try and do more to support you in that way as well myself. Just it's
Tower on 127.4 generic 619er.
everything got its own beauty about it, this area, doesn't it? It's it's not necessarily the sort of place I would choose to live for its looks. It's not my sort of. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the weather. But yeah, the environment doesn't appeal to me so much, but I can see why why it would to some. Which community? Just like Pingelly in general, or? Yeah, I think that's. I know the older simulator FSX used to very much. Um, the colours would definitely change during the seasons. I don't think this one does quite so much. I'm not sure. Might depend on the area as well and the data they have. If they don't have enough data, then. I mean, it's green here. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I think that's one thing I sort of didn't like about living in Padbury was there seemed to be a lot of sort of, let's see, I suppose upper middle class or that sort of vibe about the place that there was so many people were quite snobby. Funnily enough, was it up in Ocean Reef and that, which also had quite a few sort of rich people. But there was definitely the older community up there was not as well off. It seemed like you got a few. The school itself was rougher around the edges, and I actually was happier there. It was quite interesting. This reminds me of the Matrix when they talk about how they set up the perfect society for humans, and they just
1619er is out of 7,300 feet for 2,500 feet.
and the humans just withered when it was perfect.
November Whiskey Kilo 1619er, Melbourne Centre, continue to Popper Hotel as planned.
They gave the humans what they thought would be misery, and the humans thrived. Where is my radio in this anyway? Ah, hang on. Da, da, da. That would be it, I guess. Oh, is that actually used? Interesting. Don't know what squelch means. Yeah. It's yeah, still up there as one of my favourite movies. Just the Wachowski brothers now are the Wachowski sisters. But, yeah. Well, they've gotten a little too political for my liking. Ooh, there's a very noticeable seam. Yes. Yeah. Both of them within a few years of each other, I believe. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, it's quite funny that it does change so well though. Like they were being known as the Wachowski brothers. If only one of them had done it, it wouldn't have worked quite so well. But now they've literally gone from the Wachowski brothers to the Wachowski sisters. It's like I know they didn't both do it to make the name work, but yeah, it's kind of funny that that was the result. Is that actually the road? That must be the road. Zoomed in enough. Ah, nice. Yeah, I'm not too sure if they're twins or not. If they are twins, I don't think they're identical twins, but I'm not sure. It's just that's more of a gut feeling than anything else. They might not be twins at all, but I just I get the feeling that they are. But yeah, something Wikipedia could. Actually, let's look it up. What do we got? Oh yeah, I was going to look at dropping my frame rate because it's unnecessarily high on the stream at the moment. Oh god, now I've got to try and spell Wachowski, if I'm pronouncing it right. So if Wachowski, sorry. It's a CH. The Wachowskis, as they are now known as well. There we go. Oh, maybe that's... Is this the right ones? Hang on. Yeah, no, it is the right ones. So Lana Wachowski, formerly known as Larry Wachowski, and Lily Wachowski, formerly known as Andy. American film. Sisters are both trans. Well, yes, you know that. And no, they're not twins. They're just normal siblings. There's one's aged 55 now, and the other's 52. So says Lana completed her transition in 2008 and Lily was 2016, 8 years later. Yeah, a bit of a gap, but still. Alright, let's turn the navigation off. And we will... So there is Beverly. I need to follow this road, which I will say. Use the autopilot for that, just keep everything neat and tidy. Bye, bye, Beverly. Well, that's a very dirt-looking road at the moment, isn't it? Whoa, what's with the wobble? Stop wobbling. So yeah, it probably should be a lot greener out here. Although, because it's going into summer now, isn't it? So that would be, if we were flying around here in winter, the sim might make it a lot greener around here. So there will be inaccuracies caused just by, you know, they assume summer dry, winter green, winter wet in certain. No, you're not putting me off at all. Talking is good. Especially as I'm trying to find Pingelly. So, I'm trying to find, why is the plane undulating so much? So really, what's the wind doing? It's only 4 or 5 knots. Interesting. So what I might do as well is just quickly bring up a map. What did I just close? Ah, it's alright, I'm just confusing myself, don't mind me. Well, yeah, I've got to fly past Brookton to get to Pingelly, I believe. Where's the map? Google Maps, there we go. And I'll recognise Brookton, they got a bloody big facility there. I just want to... it's nice that she remembered where we were. There's York. Beverly. Right, yes, I am... Ah, okay. So, Brookton is at this kink. And yeah, so then that will be relatively easy to find Pingelly. Let's adjust things a little more. Hang on, if I can... Oh, I totally wasn't using the mouse pointer properly then. So yeah, this kink here in the road, so that is definitely the road we're following, not some other sort of map feature. Oops, let's head directly south, please. For a bit at least. And not quite so south. Stop clicking on. If you press it down, it centers to where you are already facing. Hang on, I can make life easier if I just use the mouse wheel and don't press. Yeah, definitely got a bit of don't know if it's the autopilot being silly. They have had major issues with getting the autopilot to be stable, but funnily enough, it hasn't been much of an issue for me up until recently. Adjusting things a bit there. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. Oh yeah, I was just going to check that my chat was working right. There we go. That'll be Brookton right there, I believe. Maybe, although it should be. Hang on. Yeah, no, it is off to the side a wee bit from my point of view. Oops. Yeah, autopilot is super handy. Just tweak things. Now let's disengage and re-engage. There we go. So yeah, this is the town I first reached, hoping it was Pingelly, but well and truly overshot the mark. You can see it's quite different from Pingelly, because I'm pretty sure you live on, if this had been Pingelly, you'd be living in this area here, and I don't remember anything like that near where you lived, and it's way too big to be the community centre, which I'm pretty sure would have been somewhere in this vicinity. Detail on that should get a little bit better as we're getting close as well. So yeah, but they got a lot of the details more or less right. There are these, I'm not sure about the roofs on those silos. I think they should be pointy in the middle, not like a sloped roof on them. But yeah, and these should be more like this one. Let's turn these into buildings. I know they're not buildings from what I see. They're more like some sort of pit area. Like, yeah. These were definitely buildings. Oh, that wouldn't be a building. That was a building if I remember rightly, and so was that. Bye, Brookton. Yeah, actually, it depends how long the community centre's been around for, because most of this map is, I think, from 2014 or 2016. Might be 2016. It's like it's at least 4 years old, a lot of the data. There's some areas which are a bit newer, but yeah, most of it's at least 4 years old, possibly 6 years old. All good, all good. Are you not able to, did you have to, I suppose if you type, even if you're just typing on the phone, but yeah, as long, yeah. My brain is not working all that well today, trying to get words out. So, if I'm looking at the map there... Better on iPad, right. Aha, so Pingelly, if I can get this... Pingelly's right there. That's where Pingelly is. Right, yeah. It's a great thing about if you're watching on a PC or a laptop, you don't need to take your eyes away from the screen to type. Or at least the important part of the screen. And that would be Pingelly over there. There it is. What I will do, I won't fly straight at it, I'll fly around it. I'll fly around and through. I'll actually take it off autopilot to do that as well. Road's looking a bit better now. It's looking more like dirty tarmac than just dirt. Only getting close. It's funny, that almost looks like a runway there. Are you recognizing any of this? Oh, hang on. Is that it? Let's have a look. Zoom in. It does stretch quite a fair way up. Let's turn autopilot off. Down a wee bit. There should be emus somewhere over there, eh? It'd be really hard to figure out what is what. How's my airspeed doing? Might want a little more throttle. Is that a train line coming through? Almost looks like it. Can you see your house from here? Should be able to see your house from here somewhere. Oh, it's like a little building in the middle of a field there.
Qantas 773, you are 66 miles east. Descend and maintain 2,800 feet. Expect VOR DME runway 21 approach by D056J transition. Clear to D056J.
Ah. That intersection there looks kind of familiar.
Descend and maintain 2,800 feet. Expect VOR DME runway 21 approach by D056J transition. Clear to D056J Qantas
I'm
773.
guessing one of these. Was that the? What I might do. Oh, tried to zoom in on the map on Google Earth. Oh, not Google Earth, Google Maps, and ended up zooming in on the game as well. Right, so Pingelly Recreation Centre is right, so that is definitely not represented on the map. You took a picture. Fantastic. Oh, okay. Yes. I know which is your street now. Yeah, fantastic. So let's... That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking at the map. It was, yeah, no wonder it looked familiar. Okay, nice. Let's do another, do a quick flyby. Oh, if I can get the mouse back in the game would be lovely. Let's go for outside view so we've got more.
500.
Yeah, wish they wouldn't make the controls backwards for the outside view. There we go. Should definitely be able to see a house now. As you can see, not 100% accurate representation. But it's an Aussie suburban house. It's not bad. It's not bad, considering it's best guess from looking at the roof. So yeah. No, I remember the name of the street. So yeah, I don't know if there was anything else around here you wanted to look at, because yeah, it's definitely. I think that's showing the old building, because the community centre would be there, and that's definitely not it. Like, it's not even the right size, so that must be basically what was there 4 to 6 years ago, I'm guessing. But again, it probably didn't look much like that, but that's the right size. That would be the right size. Oh, and there's the pool that you talk about as well. So yeah, yeah. Here we go. It's Pingelly. It's probably the most attention it's ever gotten in this game. But yeah, I love it. Just the whole planet's there. It's a shame that Rex and Wendy aren't watching. Hopefully I've shown enough of Pingelly they'll be able to spot their house as well. Yeah, Yeah, no, I know approximately where your place is. I just don't want to be try not to dox people online. Alright, let's fly to Garden Island. But yeah, I wanted to, whoops, to do that while you were here and watching. Altitude and heading degrees and now we're going to bounce up and down instead of side to side. Hopefully it settles down. You're welcome. They're at the tent. Oh. If they did want to see, then yeah, you can either go back to the old recording on Twitch, which will be there, or YouTube. I'll add this to the playlist, so it'll be the last one on the playlist. Or at least today it'll be the last one on the playlist. You're welcome. But yeah, it's not. It's yeah, it is nice, especially with the whole COVID thing going on. It's not like, you know, very difficult to do this for real. I might climb just a little bit higher. Awesome. It's pretty. It's funny. I was looking back. There's a old American program called the Computer Chronicles, and there's a whole bunch of archived footage on YouTube. And it was an episode from 1983, I believe, and they were showing. It wasn't the original Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think it was the second version. When it finally came out on PC, the original version was built by a company called Sublogic, and it was done for the old Apple Mac and another machine I can't remember the name of. And then Microsoft bought it off them, like they've done with so many other things, and made it their own. And it was literally just flat green colour for the ground, blue for the sky, and just lines, like white lines, to represent everything else. It was all like wireframe, and it wasn't even high quality wireframe. It was very basic wireframe, running at about 2 frames a second. And yeah. And they had somebody on that was showing the military grade flight sims at the time. That was insane. Cause they had what, 40,000 processors were running it. So yeah, you have, even today you've got one CPU, but our CPUs are now multi-core, but they're still not, the CPU, mind you, the CPU itself wouldn't be able to run this on its own. When you look at what the graphics cards have got, they're actually probably way more processors. They're not full-on CPUs, but they probably would be far more advanced than well, there's no probably about it. They are far more advanced than anything they had back then. So even though they wouldn't be considered CPUs, they would be back then, basically. Yeah, graphics cards are crazy with the amount of little cores they've got in them, but they're very specialized for doing graphics and good for AI and that kind of thing. Yeah, it's kind of mental, but yeah, they showed the military one. It reminded me very much of some of the games we had in like the would have been the mid to late 90s, where there was a lot of games there was a lot of games that had like possibly not necessarily shade, keeping away from the shaded stuff because that's quite intense, but sort of flat color polygon type stuff. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, kind of almost cartoony looking graphics. And then they went, not long after that, they went and were doing all the textures and stuff like that, which completely changed the look of it. But this old military simulator back in the 1980s, it certainly looked like it had shading, which was insane. But yeah, it was this kind of cartoony look, but it was really impressive unbelievably impressive for its time. But yeah, it looked like a game from the 90s, but even then it was some stuff in there that was more impressive than what computers were doing in the early to mid 90s. Alright, I am going to zoom out this map so we know where we are. So we got about half an hour before we get where we're going. There we go. Excuse me. Let's go a little more direct. Something just changed on here. I didn't quite see what it was. So that might have been this line going from white to pink. Maybe. Yeah, it's absolutely mental how far things have come, especially when you look at AI. It's yeah, it's both frightening and exciting. The thing I really don't like is when you get people that have got malicious intention, companies and that. I don't like that. Yeah, just got to do what you can. Alright, let's back off on the throttle a wee bit. Try not to chew through all my fuel. I didn't even check whether the range was okay for the journey we were planning on doing. Oops, pretty sure it is. I think I would have noticed if we'd gone outside the range circle. Yeah, the police in the UK are trying to get direct access to people's smart devices. So the phones. There's no point calling smartphones anymore, really, because it's a normal phone. So the phone, smartwatches like the Apple iWatch, and those devices that people have, like Alexa and the Google Home, and they have those devices in their home that they can, play music on and ask to make shopping lists and turn the lights on and off. Yeah, it's getting like the UK is already quite Orwellian, but it's taken that next step. It's it's this. Funnily enough, it's the Scottish police force that's proposing it. They seem to be the most keen on all that stuff out of all of them. Although I can't imagine the other police forces in the UK being upset about it. They're talking about using drones as well to check out possible crime scenes and this, that, and the other. To send drones to like the 999 calls. So it's kind of the thing that I don't even know the right word for it. Like, back when 1984 was written, and for decades afterwards, people considered it a real warning and a real like scary future. It's getting to the point these days where people, it's almost like people think, oh, well, what's so bad about that? It's like, that's a good idea. We should be removing words from our language. What's wrong with having the government and companies listening to your every word in your home? Do you have something to hide? I don't have anything to hide, so what's the problem? Don't think you have anything to hide. Let's get that mixture where it should be. That's good. What am I at? 50, yeah. I think ah yeah, I just realised your house is extremely easy to find on Google. The business is still listed there. 3 years ago. God, so the pool really is very close. Is that a golf course as well? What am I looking at? There's tennis courts. Why can't I find the pool? I just realised I'm probably talking to myself because you said you got a phone call. Ah, there's the pool. Ba-da-da-da. All good. Can go back and watch what you. When you were talking about, I don't know at which point you. I think I was talking about 1984 and stuff. And when you typed phone, that fitted in perfectly with the talk about 1984. It took me a few minutes to realise that you weren't talking about phones in the technological sense that they are an issue. You were talking about phones in the sense that there was a phone call. So yes. No, no phone call. Ah. A short phobe call was a very nervous phone. Sort of ring ring. It's like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bother you, but if it's not a bother, I have somebody here that would like to talk with you. I understand if you can't right now. That would be a great ringtone, actually.
Generic 658 contact Melbourne Center on 125.2.
Anybody else flying around? Oh, hang on.
Going to
Somebody behind us.
125.2 generic 658.
Oh yeah, spotted frogs making his way. He's in a Airbus A320. Yeah, he's making good speed. Bye. He was at Perth Airport, or near Perth Airport when we left. Hills are amazing actually. I always kind of, I don't know, I think there's a bit of a continental shelf thing happening, but the hills just don't just kind of come up from the coastal plain and then just stay up. Like how I kind of imagined it was that, you get all these eroded hills and then you'd kind of get up onto the. They actually are higher than the continental shelf thing, the main part of the continental landmass. There we go. I strung words together. It's very interesting. God, I mean, it would have been a bloody long time ago that there must have been another continent squashed up against here at some point. If these were quite large mountain ranges many, many eons ago. It's worn down to almost nothing now. Which, when you look at what used to be the shield volcano that used to cover the whole of Dunedin, which is a much younger, well, as far as I'm aware, it's a much younger area, and that's almost entirely gone now. Amazing how fast erosion can work. Right. Looks like I might have to head out in just under half an hour. And so I'm going to have to cut this stream short. What is the ETA at the moment? Okay, ETA is only 15 minutes, that's not too bad. So I am probably going to, you reckon, actually it's 17 minutes there. If I open up the throttle, you can probably end the stream at Rottnest. Cool, cool. Well, short but sweet. Although it's probably still going to be... What have we got? Wow, been streaming for an hour and a half already. That has flown by. So not a silly short stream, but we didn't really get anywhere. Nah, it's been good though. And flying around, checking the place out. Looks pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to be right back anyway. I will be back very shortly.
Additional 76 contact Perth approach on 128.1.
128.1 Adental 76. Perth approach Adental 76, 3,200 feet.
Adental 76 Perth approach, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.78.
Alright, so I'm back. And that's 100 messages again. Thanks, Mum. It is good though, having somebody to chat to while we do this. That's nice and green. Looks like you got another person or another bot watching apparently. It is nice. Bots are more than welcome. I don't discriminate here. Yeah, I mean, you could, depending on your phone, you can do the voice to text typing. But that might be almost as much of a pain in the ass to use as just typing. Oh, that's annoying. I guess that makes sense because it doesn't want sound interference. I wonder if it would work with headphones without cutting off your... Yeah, you could on another device, although me talking could interfere with it, I guess. You might find it would work with headphones, but I don't use it myself. Yeah, there's oh my goodness, there's a lot of airplanes at Perth Airport at the moment. Just what I can see, there's at least 3. One coming in, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's nice when technology works the way you want it to. So most of this is animal pasture here. It's interesting when you see the different sort of farmlands and try and figure out what they're used for, more or less. Like around, was it in between Adelaide and Melbourne, there was a huge amount of circle irrigation, which was interesting. Didn't really tell you much about what was being grown there, but probably, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's probably not all crops are grown with circle irrigation, but it's very unlikely to be wheat, I would say. But yeah, it's interesting. These big circles all over the place. Crop circles of a different kind. It's funny, over that side it's farmland, although we're getting the suburbs now. And then over that side, suburbs and looks like a little bit of an industrial area. something red over there. Ooh, so what's that? It's probably got Mandurah or something. I think it's... is it Mandurah? I'm not very good with the names of the places. I'll recognise it, I know. Yes, Mandurah? Here we go. Oh, actually no, I think that might be Rockingham. No, that is Rockingham. Yeah, no, that's Rockingham. Mandurah is a bit further down. Yeah, even further down. Even further down there, it's down there somewhere. Yeah. Oops. Trying to zoom in on the map. I'm doing that. So it looks like there's an actual bridge or something that goes across. Yeah. Wow. I am just gonna pretty much manually control the autopilot. I actually got a proper bridge model there and there. That's nice. Doesn't always do nice bridges. That's fairly well done. It seems kind of appropriate for... it won't be modelled exactly, but seems like the right sort of bridge. The wee island hiding behind our compass now. Yay! Ah, looks like they've got a pool. Don't know if that's what that is. It's about that colour. Is it really? Hey, we've actually got clouds here now. It's, we didn't have any clouds in the game around Pingelly though, did we? I know it's not real-time weather in the game, but it's supposed to be updated reasonably regularly. Yeah, that's nice. This is waypoints are updating even though we're not following them exactly. Right, yeah, I thought it might have been. That is down there. That looks like the width on that makes it look like another wee temporary runway or something. Wouldn't try landing this there unless I was really desperate though. Alright, so how long's this last bit? Should be 5 minutes. Cool. 5 minutes and we'll be landing in Rottnest. I would do a lap around Rottnest, but I'm running out of time. If I'd realised I was going to make it a short flight, it would have taken half the amount of fuel. But it's all good. Just looking at what looked like that airstrip looking patch of dirt on Google Maps, certainly just looks like a normal road with cleared sides, but I guess I don't know. Makes you wonder because it wouldn't. It might be a fire. Nah, if it was a fire break, it would go further. I don't know. It's weird. It's a bit weird. Okay, I'm going to do nearest airport list, Rottnest. Select runway for landing, and it will be runway 27. And you work that out by the numbers on the compass there. So runway 27 is at 270 degrees. So almost west. Where is it? Is that it? Looks like it might be. Disengage the autopilot. Take it down relatively quickly. I'm gonna do a rushed landing. I think that's the right one. Doesn't really matter too much. keep the speed up actually, just need to trim a wee bit. May as well announce final.
Yankee Romeo Tango India traffic at Denzel 76 is on final runway 27 to land.
Right, yeah, we're going to have to slow down now, otherwise we're never going to wash that speed off. Down. Very close to the maximum airspeed of the aircraft. I'm pretty sure that is the runway. We might have to go around, we're coming in so hot.
500.
Yeah, we're not. Cheeky flaps, going way too fast, but good. That's washing off loads of speed, which is good. Oh wow, we washed heaps of speed off. That worked really, really well. Little bit of throttle, little bit of trim, little more flaps, and brake, 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 brake. Good, good, good. Oh, don't do that. Thank you. And we are down. That was coming in like my ass was on fire. Okay, clear of runway.
Yankee Romeo Tango India traffic at Denzel 76 is clear of the runway.
Thank you. Alright, I'm just gonna park here. There we go. Handbrake on. Is that handbrake on? Yeah, handbrake on. Cut the engine. Throttle's already at 0. Switch that off. Power off there. Hang on. Haven't finished turning the power off. Power off, power off. And power off. There we go. All shut down. Cool. Thank you very much for watching. Oh my god, time has marched on well and truly. Yeah. It's pets and quackers. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye.